I am not a doctor. I just play one on YouTube. Hey, what's up, you guys? I wanted to jump on very quickly and answer a question I had received. About 2 or 3 videos ago, I referred to myself as Dr. Meredith because I was giving out unsolicited advice as usual. And I want to say that in no way, shape, or form am I a doctor of any sort. I do have a degree in psychology, and as a matter of fact, doing this video caused me to go and dig it out of storage, but that degree is not being put to use for multiple reasons, but I just want to explain real quickly why. Because I worked for a university and I had worked for them for over a certain amount of years, I was able to take classes for free. And at the same time I was doing that, I was volunteering at the St. Louis Crisis Nursery. And they were in desperate need of somebody who would have training in working with children who had gone through trauma. And I saw a lot of it there, and I thought that if I could do that, if I could get my degree and then also work with these kids that were at the crisis nursery, what that would be, beneficial on many levels. I did get my degree, and I've kept current with the points that you need to keep up with to maintain all of that. The main problem was the St. Louis Crisis Nursery moved to a location that was no longer doable for me. So to put that degree into practice now, to get my license to practice now, I would need to either establish myself with a practitioner who's already doing this, and many times, actually more often than not, you end up putting in like intern hours or practicum hours, and many times you end up doing that pro bono. And just getting my practicum hours to get my degree was a huge stress, and I was fortunate enough that the crisis nursery counted, and also I volunteered at a senior citizen memory care facility. Talk about two different parts of the spectrum. So I was able to do that to get my degree and to get my practicum hours. I doubt very seriously that a therapist would be able to work with me in that way if I were to practicum with them. The other question would be, obviously, why don't you just strike out on your own? And to do that is also problematic in the sense that I would have to carry a huge liability policy against myself, just in case, we are a very sue happy society. So I would have to do that. I would have to either employ somebody or learn how to bill insurance. I would have to provide myself an office space and things like that. I think, though, probably the most honest explanation to this is I have a really hard time stepping away from something that is a problem for someone. I want to solve it. I want to help them in any way I can, and you can't do that as a counselor. You can't like walk up to the person and give them a hug or tell them you'll be praying for them, or you have to separate yourself from that. And that's not something that I'm very good at. I'm better than I used to be, but I can say that the degree has given me just tremendous insight into working with middle schoolers, into working with high schoolers. It's given me some great insight into some conflicts that I used to have in my old job, things like that. And I think that every piece of education is so well worth it. I think the brain itself is fascinating, and I plan on continuing to educate myself. Am I saying I will never use my degree? No. I may at some point, who knows? But I am saying right now, fiscally and emotionally, it doesn't make sense for me. So, like, honestly, if you ask me for advice, I'll give you advice, but 90% of it is going to be life experience. There may be some of my CBT training in there, because that's like what I've been all about the last 6 months. But more than anything, I just want to get across, I am not presenting myself as a doctor, a counselor, a therapist, any of that. I know there was some drama a few months ago about a guy that was doing that, and that's not me. I'm not here for that. I'm here for, what am I here for? I do makeup reviews. I do life stories. I do Q&As with my husband. I do, oh, I don't know, pretty much whatever like I'm asked to do or told to do, or to get ready with me, which was awful. Anyway, if you stuck with me this far, please know that I really appreciate you guys like pointing these things out to me, saying, you know, hey, somebody might think that you really are a doctor and take whatever you say, you know, very seriously. Don't ever take me seriously. I mean, that's good advice for you, okay? So just remember that I am not a doctor, nor do I want to play one on YouTube, any of that stuff. I just want to have some fun, and this is a great way to do it. So you guys have a great day. Remember, be kind to each other always, and I will see you soon. Thanks.